Omni-Man's arc is one of my favorites in all of television. That's why I made a 13-minute video about it. Originally, I wanted to wait before the end of season 2 to make a follow-up. You know, see Nolan's full season arc. But then I got a lot of comments about the mid-season finale. Let me know how you guys felt about this episode down below, because I loved it and I want to read your takes on it. Thanks to the break, it's been living rent-free in my head since I watched it. So I think it's time to talk about the continuing humanization of Omni-Man. This episode shows my favorite type of redemption arc, where the character knows that they can't truly be redeemed, because realistically they shouldn't be, but will still do everything in their power to bring good to the world. Nolan knows he can't be forgiven for what he did, what he said, and he's broken because of it. There are 4 parts that I think show and help his growth this episode. The first part is the opening. He's flying through space, depressed. The Viltrumite version of a late night walk, I guess. His human side filled with regret and sadness. His Viltrumite side mostly dead. He decides to let this black hole of emotion swallow him by letting a black hole swallow him. Pretty on the nose, but do you know what? It works. The only thing that stops him is his humanity telling him to save a ship full of people from suffering the same fate. After helping them, he stays on the planet. Nolan is trying to fill the void that he self-admittedly created by doing what he did on Earth. He saves people and he started a family, trying to recreate the happy times that he felt over the last 20 years. Which leads into the next part, which is basically anytime him and Mark talk before the Viltrumites attack, everything Mark says is right. Nolan might not be recreating the exact emotional connection that he felt towards Debbie and Mark, but he's replacing the fulfillment that they gave him. Nolan and Andressa separately confirm this. She says that he still cares for them deeply. He confirms that his humanity has fully taken over and longs for that sense of family back, and how saving people helped give his life purpose. But he knows he can never have that with them on Earth again. Honestly, these scenes expose the most difficult part about writing this video, because in season 1, Nolan's growing humanity was all subtext. In this episode, it is the text. So just looking at that aspect of the character, a lot of stuff kind of just sums up to Mark is right in this scene. Nolan clearly regrets what he did and he knows he can never repent for it. But the third part is a line that I really love the subtext for. It's when Lucan said, "You've dishonored your people. You deserve death." Nolan replies with,
"I know."
This, more so than anything else, shows how much he regrets what he did, excluding when he tried to fly into a black hole. He knows he dishonored his people, the people of Earth, and he should pay for his atrocities. Nolan has accepted that he has become human. If that's how he replies to a Viltrumite saying he betrayed his people, he agrees because what he did to humans. The final part of this growth from Nolan is when he returns from the cave and sees how many people were killed. In this moment, he's filled with so many emotions: anger, sadness, confusion. He freaks out, chokes Mark, and says,
"Why do I care about them? They were weak, short-lived, barely a species. They shouldn't matter to me." You don't understand! I'm not supposed to feel this way! How is this better?
This is him trying to process emotions that he has no idea how to cope with. Him feeling these emotions goes against everything that he was raised on, everything that he was taught, until he came to Earth. And Mark has the correct takes once again in this situation. He says they didn't deserve to die. More importantly, he's right when he says,
"This is how you should have felt on Earth."
and in this moment, I believe the Viltrumite inside of Nolan dies. Look at his face. You can't tell me that a change hasn't happened within him. He regrets what he did, but in this moment, it's the first time that it's put into perspective. The pain he feels from the loss of so many lives is what so many on Earth felt during season 1 because of him. The anger that he holds towards those who did this, it's the same anger that so many on Earth feel towards him. He now understands everything, why what he did was wrong. Before, I think he knew he couldn't come back to Earth just because of the consequences of what he did, but he never really thought about how heartless everything he did was. He now understands why what he did caused so much pain and anger, and all from one simple reply. I think the Viltrumite within him is dead, or like 99% dead. He does say that Lucan was weak and deserved to die, and later on in the episode he tells Mark that he has to fight like a Viltrumite. So there could be some of it left in him, but that could be his way of telling Mark that he needs to fight harder or die, and saying it like that is the only way he can articulate it. But Mark looking at the people that died is what gets him to go all out anyways. Fast forward through the fight, and the final scene we see from Nolan is him begging Mark to remember the good he did, not the bad. And for him to read his books, I'm going to be honest, I completely forgot he was a writer until this scene. I'm not sure what's in those books, maybe some secrets that can help protect Earth. This scene is why I think Nolan the Viltrumite is dead, and all that's left is Nolan the human. Throughout the episode, we do see small glimpses of his Viltrumite side, but we mostly see the pain and regret from his human side. Mark helps him through those emotions this episode, and it's why he comes to the conclusion that he's human. This time, it's not done by appealing to his father's human emotions. It's flat out telling him this connection you're feeling towards these people is how you should have felt on Earth. Which is why I think Nolan tells Mark to read his books. He just saw a planet filled of people that he just met and grew to care for die. Nolan can't let that happen again, especially on a planet that he lived on for 20 years. I think he never considered that he could repent by helping Earth. He chose exile to repent. Now he's choosing to help humans stand up against the Viltrumites, at least as much as he can with a broken back. Again, assuming his books will save humanity, I don't know. I haven't read the comics yet. It's a shame that it took the deaths of thousands of bug people to understand these emotions, but it takes a lot to deprogram a lifetime of hate and violence. I'm sorry if this video isn't the most in-depth. Like I said earlier, a lot of the humanity stuff in this episode is the text. So when analyzing most of the lines, it's just, when Nolan says he's lost, he means that he was lost. See? He's human now. Dude, I just wanted to talk about this episode. I loved seeing a fully broken Nolan trying to figure everything out. And sadly, he did it too late, which is why he's punished by Lucan RKOing his back. Also, that "why do I care" line is so powerful. Even how Mark replies is perfect. Man, Invincible knows how to make good emotional moments. But we still got half a season to go. Honestly, I do have a lot more I could say about other things, like why I think our Mark is good, and the parallels between Debbie's and Nolan's depression. But to fully go over those, the season needs to be done, so I will be back with a review when the season is finished, and maybe more videos analyzing character arcs when it's done. Do you agree? Think I'm an idiot? Comment down below. Dislike the video if Mark has the absolute most normal reaction to seeing one's father kissing a bug lady, and subscribe for more content. Follow me on other platforms if you want. Take care, guys.